Welcome to the Dork Forest. Jackie and her pals will never bore us. Shameless confessions
about our obsession
will make us laugh and smile. So let's explore the Dork Forest and dork out for a while.
Hey Rangers, it's me, Jackie Kashian. It is either November or December of 2025. And what a mess it is out there in the real world. So I'm going to say this. Do not donate to the Dork Forest this month or next month. If you do donate, I will donate your money to the LA Food Bank, which is fine. But what I'd love you to do is to find your local food bank. And you can do that by going to feedingamerica.org. I think it's org, or you could Google the name of your town and the words food bank. I believe in all of you, and donate as much as you can to the local food bank this month, the next month, and ongoing if you can. But I mean, I appreciate all of your donations, but it's a real mess out there right now. So if you can help your neighbors, that'd be great. My website, of course, JackieKashian.com, still available to watch. I'm doing a new album this year. It'll come out actually in 26 and a new special. I'm touring. That tour information is at JackieKashian.com. My merch is there. It's got Dork Forest merch. It also has stand-up merch, is at JackieKashian.com. Dork Forest, where you can watch the videos and you can listen to the audio, especially, I guess, whatever you like. You can join my email list, where you'd scroll all the way to the bottom and then sign up. Harder to get on it than to get off, since there's an unsubscribe on every episode. And also a link to my other podcast that I have with Lori Kilmartin, where we just talk about stand-up comedy and celebrate it and bitch about it. But this is the Dork Forest. And so let's get into it. Let's dork out, you guys. It's me, Jackie Kashian, your Rangers, Dork Forest. How the heck are you? We're back. We didn't go anywhere. Anyway, today the episode is with Sally Ann Hall. Great name. Love the name. Stand-up comic from New York. And she has recorded the new comedy album and special. I assume there's an album too, Sally Ann?
Yes.
Okay. Dead Wife Pretty. The greatest name that I've heard since Altercation, which is the name of my new one, which will also be coming out in several months from now. November 21st, there's a gala in New York. Moves New York is a magazine, and they're honoring you with a Power Woman of the Year award, right?
Yes, I'm one of the 2025 Power Women of New York.
Feel the power. Feel it through the headphones. But New York stand-up comic, so feel free to find her stuff. Oh, and Instagram is me Sally Ann, M-E Sally Ann, and no E. Just like my mother, Ann Ryan, no E. But funnysallyann.com is her email address. Website, you guys. Hey, guess who's been traveling in war-torn Portland? It's me. I was in war-torn Portland. I saw, it's not. It's about as war-torn as Brooklyn is. You're good. I saw a tree that the leaves had changed. It was like a maple tree that looked like a piece of amber. It was so gorgeous. I can't even express to you how pretty it was. It was very beautiful.
And then you had to come all the way back
to Los Angeles, where it is also beautiful, because we have very nice bougainvillea. Anyway, you want to talk about, I made you pick five movies, science fiction movies that are sort of socio-political. What made you pick these five?
Well, they were ones that tickled my brain. What I love about science fiction is the questions that they ask about the human condition. That's what gets me. So I think every good genre story. This is why I like genres like science fiction, fantasy, sci-fi, because they ask. I'm not like super particularly into like robots and stuff like that, but I love the questions that a humanoid robot forces us to ask about ourselves and the nature of free will and things like that. Are we in control?
Is one of the movies you picked a robot movie?
Oh, did I? Oh my gosh.
I have The Endless,
I
a
really
movie
threw
I've
out
never
some.
seen.
Ooh.
What's The Endless?
Okay, The Endless is a movie that I remember. This was actually a really pivotal moment with my now husband. We had just started dating, and this is one of the first movies we watched at his house. And the way that he let me pause the movie and go, "Whoa, let's talk about what's happening right now," and was totally cool with it. Is what. So it's significant to me in like my personal relationship. And I'm like, oh, you're weird like I am. But The Endless is a movie about these two men who were cult survivors when they were young, and they come back to visit the cult that they had come from, and they find out the actual nature of what they left, and it is crazy. I don't know how to
Wow.
describe it without
Right.
completely spoiling it, but it
Right.
has a lot.
Yeah. What year is it?
This came out not too long ago in the 2000s.
Okay. So it's relatively new.
2017, yeah, new. And this was actually kind of a sequel to a film they did much earlier at a much lower budget, where these two characters that are the main characters in this film were like side characters in a different film. And it was really low
Oh,
budget and quite frankly, pretty hard for me to watch the first film. I didn't really get it. This
right.
one is like much lower, much bigger budget, but essentially, it is. Now, this is going to sound weird. It's a time travel movie.
Interesting, because I looked up another movie that you suggested, and it is also a time travel movie.
I really, I'm really
Do you
interested.
like time travel movies?
Yes, but only if they are consistent with their paradoxes and whatnot. Like
Oh, okay.
there's like
Yeah,
two.
you nerd cred for sure. You got to make
Well,
sure that the time travel works to
yes.
some
So
extent.
there's kind of two basic like time travel kind of ways you can go about it. One is if you go back and change something, it starts a new thing, Back to the Future, new timeline.
Sure.
And then there's another kind of time travel theory that if you go back, you will have always gone back and it's always going to be a loop and you can't actually ever change anything because anything you would have changed has already happened. So you have to do one. Now, some movies like will mix and match those things. Not good time
Guess
travel.
what? I have a couple of small dogs.
Me too.
Bark, bark. So wait, so the ones that are looped, you okay? But my dogs interrupted you. Please say it again. There you go.
Oh, yeah. So there are where you're like, we have to go back in time and change something. And then you realize you've always done that. It's always been that way. And
Okay.
and so you are, every choice you make is something you've already made. So that's kind of like a free will situation. Now, then there's the new timelines that go off. What really pisses me off is when there's movies that will combine the two.
I
Like,
was going to say, yeah.
like
Okay.
Deja Vu is with Denzel Washington. It does not have consistent time travel paradoxical, like,
Rules.
no,
Yeah.
none. And
Right.
they
If
are
you're going to
broken.
do a time travel, you got to follow the rules that you make for your time travel. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
That's what you're hearing.
So,
Yes,
no, I
ma'am.
love that. So, The Endless, two brothers receive a cryptic video message inspiring them to revisit the UFO death cult they escaped a decade earlier, hoping to find the closure they couldn't find as young men. They're forced to reconsider the cult's beliefs when they confronted with unexplainable phenomena surrounding the camp. As members prepare for the coming of a mysterious event, the brothers race to unravel the seemingly impossible truth before their lives become permanently entangled with the cult.
Yes.
All right. My brother was in a cult, and we had to kidnap and deprogram him. But so
Oh,
how to
God
get
bless
out of a
you.
cult? I know. It was Phil Donahue helped. Anyway, it was back in the 70s. It's a different. I've thought about having my brother Phil Kashian has done at least 3 episodes of the Dork Forest. None of them are about the Moonies, but he was in the
Oh,
Moonies.
the Moonies.
Remember
Yo,
the
I know.
Moonies?
Oh, I
You've heard
sure
of the
do.
Moonies?
Oh,
Sure.
I'm a big cult person as well. I'm sure you're shocked.
Right. Well, I mean, if you like a cult movie, or if you like a story of I don't know, of like where there's UFOs and there's some sort of bigger picture. What small? I mean, is this also from 2017? One of the other movies was from 2014. So it's a 7-year-old movie, 8-year-old movie almost. If you can, without spoiling it.
Oh, I will.
Do they get closure?
Yes.
I hate an open-ended end of a movie. I just loathe it.
That's what I love about this movie. You get all the answers to everything going on. Every weird little thing you see, you will understand because it is so well explained. And it is basically they go back and they see all these people are the same age as they were when they left as children.
Oh.
Now, how is that possible? Right. So it's not, so we don't actually go in. It's not, they're not really a UFO cult. They go around. There is this like compound that this thing is on. There's like this.
There's always a compound.
There's like a mountain range. So as they're walking through, the UFO death cult cannot leave this certain area. They cannot. And
well, the people cannot.
But these men can because they have not yet crossed the point of no return, which you understand what it is when you watch it. But they go around, and so they see a bunch of people who know of the cult, what they think of the cult, what they think is happening, and you see it from a bunch of different perspectives, and you actually do find out what the heck is going on, and it blows your mind. And it is I'm sure there will be some questions as to why and such, but it really does answer as to what is happening, what is the mechanism driving the things that we're seeing, why people are behaving this way.
That is admirable. That is the way a thing ought to be done.
And it's also one of the most unique concepts I have ever seen in a movie. So,
and I've never heard of any of these actors. Right. The actors seem kind of like I don't.
I think the actors are the filmmakers. The two main characters, I believe those are the filmmakers. Okay. Yes. So the two main actors are the guys who made the movie.
Okay. Did they write the movie as well?
Yes, they wrote and directed it.
They did the whole thing.
These two guys are the brains behind it, and I think they do it's just one of the most unique things I've ever seen. I honestly, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this again.
What my brother, who was in the Moonies, said to me, not just the other day, because he has built essentially a compound, and him and his wife bought this as a retirement thing, bought like a dilapidated farmhouse. They have fixed up the farmhouse. They have turned the milk house into an Airbnb unit. Across the street, they took another piece of the farm, the buildings that were on this farm, and have turned it into like an apartment, like a tall apartment house for one of his sons, who could come and visit and stay with his wife and kid. And then there's like a garden and all this like elaborate stuff. And I said, it is weird to me that you actually do live in a compound now. And he said, all that's missing is an emotionally charged ideology with a strong living leader. And I was like, you don't have an emotionally charged ideology, and you don't feel yourself to be a strong living leader. And he said, absolutely not. So good for him for not turning his compound into a cult.
No, but that's
like to say about vocation. Good for you.
That self-awareness of being like, hey, these are two things we need in life. Definitely not doing those. An emotionally charged ideology. I've actually never heard it described that way, but that's exactly what it is. Oh my God.
Yeah. It was a beautiful statement. I was like, could you say it again slower? Because I want to write it down. Yeah. And so what was the sort of the human condition that they were talking about in this movie, do you think?
Well, that there actually was not an ideology. They were trapped there, and they had to make an ideology to justify why they cannot leave. It's not actually a UFO death cult. per se.
Oh.
They cannot leave.
Right. They had to create that to just give them a reason to stay.
Well, no, they cannot. They cannot leave. They physically cannot exit this place. They are trapped there forever.
The people physically cannot leave.
Yes, the people who are the UFO death cult. So it is
and sort of a Brigadoon kind of situation. I don't know if you ever saw
it feels very like that. So when they're describing, talking to the outside world and stuff, they have this, but it's basically how I interpret it is as people making the most of basically their enslavement and making it spiritual,
right.
Giving themselves spiritual significance of worshiping a thing that does not let them leave or die.
Interesting. That's sort of that rationalization that we all kind of do to stay in a situation. That's interesting.
Well, to be like, I can't leave. I cannot do this. I have essentially you step in this place. It is you're stuck in a time loop. And at the end of the time loop, and the place where the UFO death cult is, the time loop's 10 years. So you age 10 years, you die, you're reborn, the exact same place, boom. And you go over and over. And this area has different little time pockets that people are trapped in. Some time pockets are 30 seconds, some are 10 years. And but you can never leave. And if you die there, you are trapped. So that's why they make the boys left before their 10-year loop was up, and they died and then stuck in the loop. So that is
okay. So they somehow got out of the loop before the 10 years.
Because someone made them leave out of mercy. And then they go back and realize this was never, they make the death cult these ideologies to basically be like, no, we're trapped here by kind of an unknown entity and they can't leave. So they present to the outside world, because people can come in and out of that space as long as the ascension, that's whenever. So it's so strange. So it's like, they're not really death cult at all, but they have basically sold their soul. And now they have to come up with all this spiritual reasons for why it's good and significant.
Right. Like people do. People do.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I did kind of spoil it, but it's still like so crazy to see. It's
right,
so
and
well
it's an
thought out.
7 or 8. I will put in the notes that things are revealed about these movies, and then you won't have to sweat it. What about the other one, Predestination? That's a time travel one, right?
Oh my God, have you seen it?
No, that's 2014. Yeah.
Now this one is based off of an old science fiction short story called All You Zombies.
Robert Heinlein, who I read all of his. I never read any of his short stories.
I actually haven't read. I don't think I've read. Definitely haven't read this one, but knew about him. Saw the cast, and I was like, oh, I love Ethan Hawke. And this is before Sarah Snook did Succession. So when I saw it, and I was like, this is an amazing actor, like incredible. She was just some random Australian actress I never knew about. And then I saw her on Succession, and I was like, I knew she was going to be one of the best actors of our generation. So this, oh man, this one is the most mindfuck time travel story I've ever come across. And as far as consistency with its time travel lore and paradoxes, thought of everything, connected everything. Essentially, Sarah Snook plays a man in the opening scene. She's a man, and she is having a drink, and the bartender's a handsome Ethan Hawke. And she and Sarah, the man, is like, you wouldn't believe my story if I told you. Ethan Hawke's like, sure. And then she goes, well, I was born a girl. And then we're like, okay. And we're sat and we're listening. And then she goes over her story. And this story takes place in like the 40s, 50s, like United.
Oh.
Or so it's
just the most whitey Magoo where women are wearing like pill hats and stuff.
Yeah, they were like, oh, ladies, if you want to be an astronaut, you gotta hop up on the little treadmills and we'll monitor your heart and whatever. And she was like more talented than the other women. She was like better than the other women. Okay. But something like that. Anyway, she falls in love with a mysterious man who gets her pregnant. The man disappears. Typical. Very typical. She's like, ruined my life. I hate this man. Well, guess what? When she goes in to give birth, she wakes up without a baby. The baby died, or that's what they told her. And they said, hey, also, when we were looking in your female parts, turns out you had male parts too. So we took out all your female parts, and now you are a man. She goes in, a pregnant woman wakes up, a man, a childless man, and so starts living as a man
with man parts.
Yeah,
like surgically hooked up with the dangle gender and all that stuff.
Her character was intersexed, had both male female genitalia. Very rare for that to happen. Usually, if someone's like true, I studied gender studies in college, and I wrote my senior thesis on intersex identities. But essentially, they were like, "Oh, you had basically a full
and they
set
picked
of
this
both."
Without asking her.
Exactly. It was very much a connotation of just like steamrolling over all kinds of women's rights and everything. So she woke up and they're like, "You're a man now," and that is the point that he is sitting there drinking, telling Ethan Hawke, right? Ethan Hawke's listening, and at some point he's like, "Okay, Loki, I knew all of that. Come with me to the back room." And then Ethan Hawke goes, "You need to go back in time and do this thing." Anyway, so Sarah Snook, the man, goes back in time, essentially realizes she is the man she fell in love with. She impregnates herself, gives birth to that baby.
What?
Guess who that baby was? That was her as well. She gave birth to herself.
What?
And Ethan Hawke. And Ethan Hawke.
This is the biggest spoiler alert in the whole wide world.
No, because it's more. Ethan Hawke is also that character later. It's all one person. Fell in love with herself, impregnated herself, gave birth to herself, traveled back in time, gave that baby to different. It's all one snake eating its own tail. That is what this whole movie is. It's Ouroboros. It is the most like that's. And there's something about stopping a terrorist plot in that movie, but I really just remember the self-fucking, giving birth to yourself, all that.
That is insane. What? And so there's so the actual movie, besides this stop a terrorist plot in 1975, which is the only thing I read about it.
Yeah, which I barely remember that even being part of the movie.
Right. So what is the frickin' message of that?
Well, I think it comes from the title of the short story. Because
Predestination. No.
All You Zombies is the name of the short story.
All You Zombies.
Because I believe the character in the novel writes, "I know where I come from, but where do all you zombies come from?"
So wait.
What?
So first of all, let us dissect briefly the fact that this was a short story written by famed polygamist Robert Heinlein. This guy loved to have sexy times in his books, which is one of the reasons why he kept winning Hugos. And because it was, if anything, the Hugo people love, it's a romance. And my favorite book of his, which I haven't read at age, but it does have the best name of any book in the whole wide world. It's The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. But he also wrote the book that the Starship Troopers was based on.
Yes.
And he also wrote Stranger in a Strange Time? It was a Messiah story, and I'm spacing the actual name of the book, but it's Heinlein, and we're gonna vamp for a second,
Yes.
while I find it, and it's A Stranger in a Strange Land. I was right.
Stranger
So
Strange Land.
right, so this the zombie. I know where I'm from, but where are you zombies from? I don't know that I get that.
Well,
What is?
that
I mean, I get cloning where you want to fuck yourself. I don't get like the
well,
same person, the same person, the same person, the same person.
well, to somebody who is stuck in a loop, born stuck in a loop, can't exist outside this loop, we would seem very strange to them. We would be like, why are you going forward from person to the next person to the next person? I know where I'm from. I know all of my past history, present, future. Who are you, Zom? Like, we're the norm,
Oh,
but
okay.
to them, it would be, we would be these weird little
We would
things
be
existing totally outside of their world.
outside of reality. Yeah.
For them,
If your
yeah.
reality was you dealing with yourself for 50 years, from a baby to as an older man, as a baby, as an older
A
man,
young woman, older
as a
man.
fuckable young woman, as a fuckable young man, as all
Yes.
of these things. What a weird. Now I kind of want to read that short story.
I should
Was
read it.
that what that short story is about?
I'm
That's
not sure it's
Banana
about,
Land.
but but yeah, the idea of just like,
Honestly, I can't
you
wait till Todd
zombies.
Mason hears this. Todd Mason, big science fiction, like the most short story loving science fiction listener of the Dork Forest ever.
Oh my
Todd,
gosh.
don't forget to email me. Tell me what you think.
I know.
Anyway,
I'm like,
by the way,
please tell me if I totally like missed
I'll
like
pass.
the actual like
Right.
concept of that. Like if they're like
Right.
that wasn't the point at all, you idiot. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I
Right. Was
too caught
Sally
up
Ann
with the
Hall's
sex.
mind so blown that she didn't get it at all? So, by the way, I am talking with Sally Ann Hall, and it's funnysallyann.com, and it's at me, Sally Ann, and she has a new album. Will this be your first album and special?
My debut. I'm a debutante. Yes.
Oh, very beautiful. It will come out. And what is the label that it will come out on?
Comedy Dynamics is who's
Comedy Dynamics is putting it out. There you go.
Yes.
Dead Wife Pretty. That's what it's going to be called. And she does a lot of stand-up comedy around New York. And she's going to be November 21st at a gala. So check that out. Follow her on the Instagram, me, Sally Ann. Okay, let us go to the third one that I have not seen, Jupiter Ascending.
No.
What is
Everyone
that?
hated this movie. This movie
Really?
was panned. My my sci-fi loving friends hated it. And I see why. There was some dumb stuff in it, but I loved it. And here's why. So
oh my God. Mila Kunis? Mila?
Yes, Mila Kunis is in it. And it was a flop. It was a huge flop. There's got a big cast, Eddie Redmayne, Channing Tatum.
Also,
oh my gosh.
2015. There were 3 years when you were like, I would like my mind to be blown, please, by science fiction.
No, this is exactly. I really think this was like the era where I was like very into sci-fi.
Okay.
But this is so this was made by the Wachowski sisters, the people who did The Matrix.
Oh,
Sci-fi
right,
royalty.
right. Yeah. Royalty.
Royalty. Now, what I love about Jupiter Ascending, it is, first off, it's a very unique concept. The basic idea is that, and I think the plot lines and the acting and the weird like space stuff kind of took some people out of it when it is ultimately a huge critique on capitalism. It is about capitalism.
Oh, okay.
Because so...
Oh, do the corporates come back to kill her? Because
she's so corporate.
She's going to ruin capitalism?
Bureaucracy, yes. So essentially, all the planets that we know, Earth is not a planet, it's a farm. It's a farm owned. And what does it farm? Us, people, humans. Humans are an old ancient breed. And and the rulers of the planet are humans, but they're humans who are thousands of years old. So it, like in Dune, the best thing in the universe is spice. Everyone wants spice. In this universe, humans are harvested to produce a product that makes your cells young and it extends your life. You are buying they say the most valuable resource in the universe is time. You buy more time. So essentially, there's these very rich aristocracy people who've been alive for thousands of years because they keep taking, you basically like take a bath in like human juice and then you wake up and you're like beautiful again. Like that's what they do. And that's what they sell and that's what they harvest.
If I named shows, it would be called Human Juice.
Human Juice.
Yes.
Yes.
Yikes.
And so now because humans are alive for millennia and the human race has been around for a long time, their version of like, you know how every human has a very unique genetic code? That's our thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, throughout history, certain genetic codes can pop up from time to time.
Oh, right.
And that's
there's rares. You want to collect the rares?
Well, like it will pop up again. So this would be like their like a reincarnation. That is like, and they say it. They're like, so Mila Kunis, she's a random human born to like Russian immigrants. She's very poor. She's scrubbing toilets, but she is royalty because she has the exact same genetic makeup as this ancient royal mother who died. So all the new royal people, and that woman was the owner of the farm of the planet Earth. So Mila Kunis is born, and all these people are like, "That's Earth's owner, reincarnated," because she was murdered by her children. And so like Eddie Redmayne is like mother to her, and it's very weird. And Mila's like, "The fuck? I'm just like a girl." But basically, all the capitalists are like, "Oh no, now she's going to claim Earth. Earth is the most valuable human farm we own. We have to get her." And then some people are like, "No, you have to." And then, but this is
Who wrote this?
The Wachowski sisters.
Oh my God, of course they did. I saw it coming.
But this is the part that I think made everyone not really like the movie, and a part that also confused me, but I ended up liking, is that when Mila Kunis is trying to make her claim over the Earth, she has to go through like hours of bureaucracy just standing in line, getting dumb things stamped at different weird alien offices. That
is hilarious. So that has got to be the best scene.
It brings like the action to a screeching halt, just being like, "Why do you have to wait in line? Get in that line, go to do this." And just to get your little like sheet that says, I own the Earth. Like, it was very strange because it's
that actually kind of makes the movie.
Yes,
yeah, that sounds amazing.
Because that's actually kind of what the world is like. It's like, yeah, you're all fighting wars, but actually the real war is this guy going, scribble, scribble, scribble.
He's just sitting in like some...
and that's what matters.
Little cubicle, and he's the one who's telling you what you have to do and how you have to... Wow.
Yeah, so it's unlike any concept I've seen. I really wish they would have fleshed out that ideology better and why, because that's kind of revealed as things go on, because you're like, oh wow, these people can live forever, they can stay young, and then only later do you realize it's by murdering and harvesting humans en masse to be able to do
like
that.
If you're bathing in human juice, that's even worse than... There's a couple of and I have talked about... I wonder if anybody has been just looking at their watch going, when is Jackie going to mention Cage Baker or Lois McMaster Bujold? So Cage Baker wrote a time travel series, which is my favorite science fiction series in the world. It is called The Company series. The Company. There are 7 books. There are like 7 other sort of just novellas and short stories that fit into the world. Because if you write good time travel, it turns out you have all of time to write stories in them. And so it's great. It's about immortality and time travel. Two things that I think you resonate with. And Cage Baker is it's great. It's very it is both gently very funny and well written, and it's compelling character work. And Cage Baker is spelled with a K, Kage. Baker is spelled like Baker. And then Lois McMaster Bujold has a great arc. She does a essentially it's space opera. There's sort of romance novels in space.
I love it.
But she's won several Hugos. Yeah. It's Star Trek, Star Wars. And but there is one of the themes is cloning. And the reason why people clone themselves, two reasons. You want to fuck yourself, you want to use the body to become immortal. So they have brain transplant technology, but oddly enough, it only works around 50 or 55% of the time. So it's a real flip of the coin. You're like, I'm going to raise this cloned baby of me to be about 16 or 18. And then we're going to do this surgery. And I'm going to hope that my brain makes it into this guy.
And does that cloned person have their own brain that is now put to the sunken place?
It's entirely, it's 100% murder of the cloned person. The cloned person is a person. They have their own brain.
Consciousness.
They throw that brain out. Yes. It is morally not okay. Ooh. Which is why it takes place in the most capitalist planet in the system, Jackson's Hole. That's what it's called. It's called Jackson's Hole.
What is this? What is this called? I have to read this.
That is the Vorkosigan series, Vorkossigan, Vorkosigan series.
Oh.
And
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Miles Vorkosigan series. It starts the prequel. The first two books she wrote are about essentially his parents, but when Miles Vorkosigan is born, he becomes very much an action-y kind of Han Solo. It's like, I don't know, I think if Luke Skywalker and Han Solo were one guy.
Yeah.
So, because he's a nerd and he's physically very small, but he's a genius.
Ooh.
And it's pretty great. I love it dearly, and I reread it a bunch. Anyway.
Oh, thanks for the.
Here we go.
I'm so excited.
And people listening are like, yes, Jackie, I've either read them or I've not read them because you've been talking about them for 20 years. I get it. Anyway, the Hunger Game franchise. I read all of the books. The second book was the same as the first book, and I didn't like the third book. But
we're talking about catching.
That doesn't mean that I didn't love the first book.
Because I did two more books since then, prequels that are fantastic.
Oh, interesting. Okay, all right. I'll look into that.
So one was.
Did you like all the movies?
Yes, and I read all the books. I like the movies. I like the books. I actually do think it's one of the more faithful adaptations. As far as we go from capturing the spirit of of Suzanne Collins and her critiques. Even if I know a lot of and I'm definitely on all the fan boards of here's the one thing I didn't like how they changed, and there's always going to be that, but I thought they very much kept.
It's always going to be that if you look too closely at it. Yeah,
always going to be that, and I don't mind making changes from books to movies if it makes it work better.
Me neither.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I love.
Tell me about the prequels. I interrupted you about the prequels. Tell me about the prequels.
Okay, so the first prequel that came out, A Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, that is when Coriolanus Snow, the bad, evil President Snow, was working in his first Hunger Games and fell in love with a girl from District 12 named Lucy Gray Baird. And played by the fantastic Rachel Zegler, who was amazing, and the movie didn't get I don't think it did as well as it could have done. I thought it was a fantastic movie, but basically it shows you, we learn that the thing that people hated about the movie was that it made the character of Snow too likable, when in the book his inner monologue was very clear that he was like a piece of shit evil guy the whole time.
Right.
Or in the movie he was just kind of cute, and then everyone started.
It's so hard when you do a prequel about Darth Vader as a baby, because then you're just
and he's
like,
so
it's
smoldering
that
and
guy's
handsome.
gonna grow up. Right, and he's gonna grow up to be Darth Vader. He is an adorable child who wants to pod race, and then he becomes Darth Vader. So yes, it is. I mean, it's a weird thing that you want to write a prequel like that, but okay, whatever.
But at least with Anakin, it's like there was a journey from good to the dark side. Snow was rotten. Snow was bad. Snow was evil the whole time. He was a bad guy.
Oh, really? Even in the prequel?
Oh, yes. He was. He is a elitist. He has nothing but contempt for the district. He just happened to be sexually attracted to a girl. That doesn't make him good. And
no.
he,
I'm sorry. I thought he fell in love with her. No, he just wanted to have sex with her. I get it.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, but when you're reading it, you're like, this isn't love. This is like a sociopath being like, you are mine. You're my possession. I don't like other men. He looked at her like a plaything he owned. And in the movies, you couldn't really get that. You just saw each other, googly eyes across the, through the bars. Like, I hope you don't die, Lucy Gray. But he was hoping she didn't die because he liked her. But he's very much a sociopath. He doesn't really care about anyone but himself. And that's very clear in the books. And it's clear why he had so much. It's basically setting up why he has so much contempt for Katniss Everdeen and District 12 and all those folks, and why he knows so much about their culture, why he the things that he learned to just the cruel ways he learns to torture them to get to them most severely. And then the second prequel, and this was the best one in my opinion, Sunrise on the Reaping. Now this movie is about to come out next year. This is Abernathy Haymitch's, which is the Woody Harrelson's character, his Hunger Games that he won when he was 14. And so we're seeing a lot of people from way back, that was like the 12th Hunger Games they covered. This was the 50th Hunger Games. And then Katniss is like the 75th or 74th. So we are seeing people in time. We're seeing older versions, younger versions of themselves. And we're actually seeing how they actually play within the Capitol. People who you thought were bad people, you meet early and you're like, you were never a bad person. You were always in a bad situation. We're seeing all the different ways that an empire cracks, the cracks in the empire, how division grows.
Okay.
And how, so you see that the resistance that led up to Katniss Everdeen was in play 50 years before that. It's very cool.
Right.
Yeah.
That does sound fascinating. And of course, apropos of what goes on.
And you also realize
in the world
that this is in a post-apocalyptic America where they're talking about the before times, and you hear some names and poets of people from the before time, and it's like our time. Like Edgar Allan Poe. They keep talking about it. And then I'm like, oh, so this is like after some horrible thing has happened in America where the districts and we're all made like this. And so it is very much like a warning of what's to come if we keep up with the fascism.
Right.
Basically.
Right. You're not, you've stated the pièce de résistance. So I've only seen the first movie. I tried to watch the second movie. It didn't take. But I do think that they nailed the first book in that movie.
And you know what? Because now I actually worked for the director of the first Hunger Games, Gary Ross. He did not direct any of the other movies. But I agree. I thought his direction captured the spirit of the Hunger Games perfectly. The woods, the Appalachia, the sounds, the feels. I think he really did a great job of getting that down.
And the opulence. Yeah. And when they go to the Capitol and it's all gross.
The grotesque
that was amazing too.
Opulence. And even though he didn't direct the other ones, they kept with his art direction.
Good.
Of the basic, like the Capitol, the people. Now there were some things like kind of changed, but they mostly, like, if you watch all three series in a row, they would more or less look like they had the same art director. So I'm glad that they kept the spirit of Gary Ross's first one.
TBS will show them one after another.
They will.
So when I am on the road, it's an option. I could watch those all three in a row.
Did you know that Suzanne Collins, when she started the idea for the Hunger Games, it was when she was watching the Iraq War on.
Oh.
And that was right when the rise of reality TV. So it was just like war, reality TV, war, sparkles, war, glitz, war, glamour. And that's how she, and the name of the post America, Pan Am, is Pan Emet Circuses. It's from the given bread and circuses from Roman times.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Of course.
Like, hey, you're everything's bad, but here's some pretty stuff. Don't pay attention to all the bad, evil shit underneath.
Right.
Spectacle.
Look at this. Here's an 85-inch television, and it's like you're in the movie, and you could be an influencer, and all of this stuff. That is insane.
And this is before influencer was even a word, and it's literally exactly what it is. Yeah,
exactly what it was. That's bananas. Yeah. Okay, so the one I left for the last is because it's one of my favorites, Galaxy Quest. It's so good.
Talk about the human condition, man. As a struggling actor, come on. That's something that I relate to on like a hard level.
Oh, right. There's not a darkness to it unless you look sort of below underneath it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Galaxy Quest is about essentially a failed TV show that then goes to the fans and becomes beloved because of the groundswell of humanity, and then how art like that can affect. This is me taking on your dorkdom, by the way. This is how art can affect even aliens. And they were like, we love this so much, we're gonna make it real.
And oh my gosh, being like, like I imagine it's like, let's say someone like plays like, I don't know, a heroic police officer, and imagine someone comes up to you on the street like, help me, something's happening, and you're like, I'm not a police officer, I don't actually have any power, and they're like, right. But I believe you, and I believe you so much, and then like to be like, oh, I'm holding more power and more prestige in the public opinion than I even realize. Do I actually have a responsibility to use that power for good?
Right.
I love that.
And that is a great message. Yeah.
And watching the people being like, okay, are they stepping up because of their career? Are they stepping up because they actually care now about those people? And I really loved, Alan Rickman, just one of the best, like, short monologues of all time, how he just hated saying this thing. He always hated it. He's like, I'm a brilliant actor. I'm not saying that stupid thing. I just took this job for a stupid thing. And then when he realizes what it means to people, it started for the first time to mean something to him.
Right. The Hammer of Grapthar or whatever.
I'll cry for the Hammer of Grapthar every time. Tears. Love that scene.
Right. It is incredibly touching. And it is, there was a scene, I might be getting it wrong because my brother Russ made me watch it. It was a Quentin Tarantino movie, Once Upon a Time
in Hollywood.
In Hollywood, yeah. And the actor is playing. He played a cowboy on a TV show, and then they can't. The show's over, and he keeps getting these new roles, but he always plays the heel. He always plays the bad guy, and essentially, all that is them taking your character that you built for 10 years and letting the new star kill him. And letting the new star kill him, and letting the new star kill him. So this will be you will get these roles 1, 2, 3 until they're done destroying the history of that character.
Wow.
And he's like, you don't think this is going to get me another cowboy show? And he's like, no, because now you're being used as the old guy, and they're destroying your old show by casting you as the villain. And then that was kind of fascinating. And then the other one that comes to mind when you mention this is a movie called My Favorite Year with Peter O'Toole and Mark Lynn Baker, who was from Perfect Strangers.
Ooh, I haven't
I don't know if you ever saw that sitcom.
No.
You're not missing anything. You're not missing anything. You're good. Anyway, but Mark Lynn Baker played a young writer in early 1950s live television, live comedy television, the king of comedy. And Peter O'Toole plays a washed up kind of Errol Flynn movie star who is going to come on and be in the sketches a la Saturday Night Live.
Right.
He's going to be in these comedy sketches. And there's a scene in My Favorite Year where the Mark Lynn Baker says, you were in this great movie. You were this hero. You were that hero. And Peter O'Toole's character says, I'm not that guy. I'm just a person. I am not a hero. And the Mark Lynn Baker character goes, well, I don't need that guy. I need the hero. And I don't think anyone's that good of an actor. I think that hero is actually inside of you. I think that you have tapped into that hero. And it's a beautiful scene. It's a lovely comedy. It's a great comedy. My favorite year.
God. My favorite year.
And,
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you'll like it. Everyone will like it. Anyway, so if you don't like it, you're made of stone. Anyway, so but Galaxy Quest is one of my favorite movies because it took the Star Trek fandom.
Yes.
And it both made it honored it, and it mocked it together.
Yes, it lovingly mocked. And I think I think the reason my Galaxy Quest became such a cult classic is how unexpectedly sincere and emotional it was.
Right.
Like it was the kind of mockery kind of was like almost assumed, expected, but like the absolute outpouring of love and sincerity was like, oh, it was so much stronger.
Right.
I love that movie. It's just, and as far as like the cast, the acting, so good. I would love to like watch the blooper reel for that movie more than any other one, I think.
Oh, I wonder if the DVD has a commentary or anything.
Ooh.
Sigourney Weaver is just she has just this it's not a big part, and she just plays the hot chick, and she's like, why are there these chompy things? Who wrote this show? Who wrote this episode? They should never have written this episode.
And as like female science fiction royalty herself, it was just perfect casting.
Oh, it was perfect casting.
Because she never even plays like the dumb bimbo. She's like the completely savvy, but watching her in a dumb bimbo role is like levels of irony, hilarious. Mwah, her frustration at it.
What's his name? Who played the stoner? He played Monk.
Tony Shalhoub. I totally forgot about his character.
Right, because he was stoned all the time.
Oh my! You know what? It's been a long time since I watched that. I didn't even clock that his character was stoned. You just blew my mind.
Right. Well, they cut out the part. I guess. Well, you mentioning bloopers reminded me of it because there were outtakes, or there was rumor of parts of the movie where he was stoned, like getting stoned.
No,
and they don't show that. Yeah.
Now that I'm looking back, I'm like, oh, he was totally stoned the whole time. I'm like a kid not understanding that subtext. Like now when I watch Scooby-Doo, I'm like, you guys, this is about stoners. Like I had no idea.
Right. And the guy who played the red shirt, who played Guy, he is a famous actor now, and I can't remember his name. Who played Guy? The guy who he wasn't really on the cast.
Oh, yeah.
And I suppose I should, you want to look him up?
Oh, I'm looking him up. I'm like, I've
decided to
Sam
lean
Rockwell.
back.
Sam Rockwell.
It's Sam Rockwell.
Yes,
that's
one of my favorite actors of all time, Sam Rockwell.
It's freaking Sam Rockwell. That's right.
Speaking of science fiction royalty, Moon, that movie. Whew.
Was it? What's Moon?
Moon is like a movie he did. It's like him, one person, him.
Newer?
And yes, from the 2000s. Oh, it was him and Kevin Spacey. But Kevin Spacey only plays a voice. He's like on the moon, and it's just a one-person guy with like this, and like he's like the computer program that he's talking to. It's just it's a one-person cast. Sam Rockwell. He did a phenomenal performance. It's quite slow. It was a bit boring, but very, very highly acclaimed.
Well, that is amazing. We are at like 55 minutes. Are there any other movies you would just recommend without elaboration that people should see that you think really speak to the human condition, science fiction wise? I don't know. By the way, I am talking with Sally Ann Hall.
Dune.
Yeah.
Dune is so good. I love the
the
Dune.
new Dune.
Yeah.
The new Dune.
Yeah. And honestly, the HBO The Prophecy series, I liked it better than the Dune series because I'm not
interesting.
I love action. You know, we love all the worms, all that stuff, all the big like Villeneuve stuff. But I really liked the Bene Gesserit. You actually like a lot of stuff happens, interpersonal stuff. You find out why the chessboards are the way they are. The women, there's betrayal. There's a lot more like interpersonal action and a lot more explanations. Mm-hmm. So if you like that shit, I would watch the Prophecy. I think it's 10,000 years before the Dune movies. So.
Okay. I have to say I did an episode about the books. Ooh. And because I read the first 3 books and then it got so political, and it was a New York comic whose name is escaping me. The Dune episodes. It was an amazing episode. I learned a great deal that I've mostly forgotten, but I remembered some of it. And it is about sort of the political journey of when he becomes God Emperor, and how that and the Bene Gesserit and all of the politics of that universe. So I have never been interested in that, but it did sound fascinating. And so if people love that, they should totally read the 100 Dune books. And then Frank Herbert's son, I believe, finished it.
Yes.
Brandon Sanderson didn't. I'm sure he would have if you would have asked him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also just like women. I just like women. And if there's like a story about a bunch of women plotting and stuff, I'm going to watch that over men fighting pretty much any day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, then let me tell you this, people. I've talked with Sally Ann Hall, funnysallyann.com, no E on the Ann, at me, Sally Ann on Instagram. And it's going to be called Dead Wife Pretty. Comedy Dynamics putting it out in a couple of months. And it'll be on Amazon and Apple and wherever you can get albums, and probably on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing the show, Sally Ann.
Thank you so much for having me. I love dorking out. This was wonderful.
It's great. And Rangers, you know the rules out there. Take care of each other.
My hat, my hat, my hat. They're dancing around my hat. My hat, my hat, my hat. Well, what do you think of that? If it looks like a Mexican hat dance and it sounds like a Mexican hat dance, it's most likely a Mexican hat dance. So take off your hat and let's dance.
Yay! Oh my God. Why don't we just call that as the end of the show?